most profound philosophical schools of thought is Stoicism. It's a way of living that emphasizes reason, self-control, and inner strength. And when it comes to dealing with rejection, Stoicism has some incredibly valuable insights to offer. You see, rejection is an inevitable part of life, but it's how we respond to it that truly matters. And that's where Stoicism comes in, to help us reframe our mindset and turn rejection into an opportunity for growth. At its core, Stoicism is about understanding that there are things in life that are within our control and things that are outside of it. And rejection is often one of those things outside of our control. But what we can control is how we respond to it, how we let it affect us, and what we choose to learn from it. So, when we're faced with rejection, we can either let it break us or use it as a catalyst for self-improvement. The Stoics believed that obstacles and setbacks were an essential part of the journey to wisdom and personal growth. They saw challenges as a chance to test their resolve, to challenge their assumptions, and to develop their inner strength. And rejection is no exception. By embracing rejection as a natural part of life, we can begin to see it as an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to grow. So, what does this mean for us in practical terms? It means that instead of fearing rejection, we can learn to approach it with a sense of curiosity and openness. We can ask ourselves what we can learn from the experience, what we can improve on, and how we can use it as a stepping stone to success. I'd like to share a personal story with you. When I first started creating content online, I faced a lot of rejection. People would criticize my work, tell me I wasn't good enough, and that I should just give up. But instead of letting those comments break me, I used them as fuel to improve. I took the feedback on board, worked on my craft, and kept pushing forward. And slowly but surely, things started to change. I started to build an audience, people started to engage with my content, and I began to feel more confident in my abilities. I'm not alone in this experience. Many famous figures have faced rejection and used it to propel themselves to success. J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times before publishing Harry Potter. Walt Disney was fired from his first job for lacking creativity, and Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. The list goes on and on. But what sets these people apart is their ability to learn from their failures and to use them as a catalyst for growth. I'd like to share another story with you. A friend of mine was struggling to get a job in her dream industry. She applied to countless positions, but kept getting rejected. She was on the verge of giving up, but instead, she decided to use the rejection as an opportunity to upskill. She took online courses, attended seminars, and networked with people in her industry. And eventually, she landed her dream job. She looked back on those rejections as a blessing in disguise because they forced her to work harder, to improve her skills, and to believe in herself. Another story that comes to mind is that of the famous author, Stephen King. He was a struggling writer, working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. He would write in his spare time, but his work was constantly being rejected. He even threw away his famous novel, Carrie, in frustration. But his wife encouraged him to keep going, and eventually, he got published. Today, he's one of the most successful authors of all time. There's a common thread that runs through all these stories. It's the ability to reframe rejection as an opportunity for growth, rather than a source of pain and disappointment. When we start to view rejection in this way, it's incredible how much it can transform our lives. So, let's dive into the 13 ways rejection can be your friend. Number 1. Rejection clarifies your priorities. When you're rejected, it forces you to re-examine what's truly important to you. It helps you to weed out the non-essential and focus on what truly matters. Number 2. Rejection builds resilience. When you face rejection, you develop a sense of resilience that can't be taught. You learn to bounce back, to adapt, and to persevere in the face of adversity. Number 3. Rejection provides valuable feedback. Rejection often comes with feedback, whether it's constructive or not. And when we take that feedback on board, we can use it to improve and grow. Number 4. Rejection helps you develop a growth mindset. When you're rejected, you're forced to confront your own limitations and biases, and that's where the growth mindset comes in. You start to see challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than threats to your ego. Number 5. Rejection increases empathy. When you've faced rejection, you develop a deeper understanding of others who are going through the same thing. You become more compassionate, more empathetic, and more understanding. Number 6. Rejection reveals new opportunities. Often, rejection can be a blessing in disguise. It forces you to explore new paths, to take risks, and to stumble upon opportunities you never would have discovered otherwise. Number 7. Rejection develops your problem-solving skills. When you're rejected, you're forced to think outside the box and find creative solutions to your problems. Number 8. Rejection builds character. Rejection is a test of your character, your resolve, and your inner strength. And when you come out the other side, you're stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Number 9. Rejection fosters innovation. When you're rejected, you're forced to think outside the box and come up with new ideas. You start to see challenges as opportunities for innovation, rather than obstacles to success. Number 10. Rejection increases gratitude. When you've faced rejection, you develop a deeper appreciation for the things that are going well in your life. You start to focus on the positive, rather than the negative. Number 11. Rejection develops your self-awareness. Rejection forces you to confront your own strengths, weaknesses, and biases. You develop a deeper understanding of yourself, your values, and your goals. Number 12. Rejection provides a sense of purpose. When you're rejected, you're forced to question your purpose and your direction in life. You start to refine your goals, to clarify your values, and to live a more authentic life. Number 13. Rejection leads to personal growth. This is perhaps the most important point of all. Rejection is an opportunity for personal growth, for self-improvement, and for transformation. As we recap the 13 ways rejection can be your friend, I want to emphasize that embracing rejection is not about being naive or optimistic. It's about being realistic and pragmatic. It's about recognizing that rejection is an inevitable part of life, and that it's how we respond to it that truly matters. So, the next time you face rejection, I want you to remember that it's not the end of the world. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. It's a chance to develop your inner strength, your resilience, and your character. In conclusion, I want to leave you with a quote from Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This quote summarizes the Stoic approach to obstacles and setbacks perfectly. It reminds us that rejection is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to be embraced and used as a catalyst for growth. So, I encourage you to share your own experiences with rejection in the comments below. How have you used rejection as an opportunity for growth? What did you learn from the experience? And what advice would you give to someone who's facing rejection right now? Finally, if you want to learn more about Stoicism and personal development, be sure to check out my other videos on the topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.